Welcome to Secrets of the Eternal. Explore truths and mysteries of the universe. What is human history? It is a record of the victors of power and purpose, evolution, the agricultural revolution, and so on. Most are at least vaguely familiar with these concepts. But what if it is not quite so simple? What if the stories of the ancients, tales of gods and angels, of giants and disasters, are more literal than they might seem upon first glance? Look closer, and an alternative history of the human race may be revealed. One that totally upends conventional knowledge and the history of power. This is an alternative history that has been censored out of human understanding, mostly forgotten or ignored. Until now. Let's take a step back to consider a broader perspective. In early 1946, in the region now known as the West Bank, a group of Bedouin teenagers were tending to their sheep and goats near the ancient settlement of Qumran. To pass the time, monotonous as it was, they threw around the rocks they found littered across the rugged desert terrain. When one such rock was thrown into the dark expanse of a cave, the teenagers were surprised to hear a loud, shattering noise echoing from within. Exploring, they found a collection of large clay jars, one of which had been broken. Though they did not know it at that moment, these teenagers had made a historic discovery. Inside the jars were a series of ancient scrolls. In the years that followed this discovery, archaeologists, historians, and treasure hunters would find additional scroll fragments in 10 other caves in the area, their composition forming some 800 to 900 manuscripts collectively known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. Among these manuscripts were large portions of a mysterious non-canonical religious text that had long been forgotten. It was called the Book of Enoch. In its entirety, the Book of Enoch is made up of 5 books: the Book of Watchers, the Book of Parables, the Astronomical Book, the Dream Visions, and the Epistles of Enoch, containing some 100 chapters. These chapters tell the story of the 7th patriarch in the Book of Genesis, Enoch, the father of Methuselah and grandfather of Noah, the same Noah in the biblical story of Noah's Ark. Yet, this was not the biblical story of Noah's Ark. In fact, the Book of Enoch provides an entirely different recounting of the events leading up to the great flood of Noah's time, introducing mysteries and revelations not found in mainstream narratives. With these texts, a piece of humanity's forgotten past began to resurface, hinting at truths that could reshape our perception of history. Welcome to Secrets of the Eternal. Explore truths and mysteries of the universe as we uncover the story behind the Book of Enoch and what it could mean for our understanding of ancient history. The Book of Enoch unravels a version of prehistory that defies conventional understanding, beginning with the Watchers, beings described in biblical terms as fallen angels. Tasked with observing humans at some ancient, undefined point in time, these Watchers deviated from their divine mission. Entranced by the beauty of human women, they engaged in forbidden relationships that would forever alter the course of human history. The offspring of these unions were the Nephilim, described as giants and savages who pillaged and endangered humanity's existence. Some accounts vividly portray them as supernatural, man-eating giants that terrorized the earth. In the narrative, these actions enraged the gods, who took swift action. They chained the Watchers in a subterranean prison deep within the earth to await eternal punishment. Meanwhile, Enoch became a central figure in this tale as the intermediary between the imprisoned Watchers and the divine realm. The Book of Enoch details his celestial journeys, including flying with angels across the heavens, observing the rivers, mountains, and even the edges of the earth. However, despite Enoch's efforts to mediate, the gods decided that humanity had become so corrupted by the Watchers and their progeny that the earth required cleansing. The result was the Great Flood, a punishment to destroy the Nephilim and ensure the Watchers remained imprisoned forever. Before the flood, Enoch himself was taken up to heaven in a fiery chariot, vanishing from the earthly realm. What's fascinating is how the Book of Enoch intersects with stories found in biblical canon. In Genesis chapter 6, for example, the Nephilim are described as heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. Similarly, in Numbers 13, 32, 33, the Nephilim are referenced once again, with accounts of Israelites encountering beings so massive that they felt like grasshoppers in comparison. While many religious texts are interpreted in modern times as allegories or myths, the Book of Enoch raises a compelling question. Could there be some historical truth behind these stories? Consider this. There is scientific and archaeological evidence of a great flood in the Earth's distant past. Such events are not only referenced in Abrahamic traditions, but echoed in countless cultures worldwide, from the Mesopotamian epic of Gilgamesh to Hindu scriptures. Could these separate accounts be pointing to a shared memory of an ancient catastrophe? And what about the Nephilim? If beings of such extraordinary size and power had once roamed the earth, surely some evidence would have been left behind. Astonishingly, there might be. In our related Secrets of the Eternal documentary about giants, we explore a multitude of findings. Enormous skeletons unearthed across North America, accompanied by newspaper articles from the late 19th and early 20th centuries. These reports suggest that such giants were not mere legend, but a fascinating reality. These discoveries are far from isolated. Similar remains have been found worldwide, including the Amazon rainforest and parts of Africa. The persistence of these stories reinforces their significance in human consciousness. Even historical figures observe such phenomena. For instance, the renowned explorer Marco Polo documented giants in Zanzibar who possessed overwhelming strength, reportedly able to carry as many as 4 ordinary men. Across cultures and continents, stories of giants endure. In Ireland, myth associates the remarkable Giant's Causeway with a race of giants, while in Morocco, legend tells of Tangier being founded by a giant named Antaeus. Could these accounts contain fragments of forgotten history? Modern archaeology and ongoing discoveries may provide answers, uncovering truths that have remained hidden for millennia. These questions are at the heart of what we explore here at Secrets of the Eternal. Explore truths and mysteries of the universe as we dive deeper into humanity's enigmatic past. The universality of myths surrounding giants leads us to wonder. Could the Book of Enoch's accounts of Nephilim and Watchers be rooted in historical truth? Take, for instance, the Giant's Causeway in Ireland, associated with the legendary giant Finn McCool, who purportedly built it to cross to Scotland and challenge a rival. Norse legends frequently feature giants, as do the tales of ancient Greece. These recurring motifs across various cultures suggest a shared memory, fueling speculation that the beings described in the Book of Enoch might be more than mere allegory. Historically, the Book of Enoch served as an integral part of early Christian and Jewish traditions. It wasn't just a fringe text, but was widely regarded as scripture for centuries. Some even go as far as stating that it inspired parts of the Book of Genesis, given their overlapping themes and narratives. So, what changed? Why is the Book of Enoch not present in the Bible today? To understand this, we need to trace the history of the early Christian church. In the centuries following Jesus Christ's death, Christianity was far from a unified religion. Instead, it consisted of a wide array of gospels and religious writings. Before the Bible as we know it today, a fixed canon of 39 Old Testament books and 27 New Testament books existed. Christian leaders faced the monumental task of determining which texts were divinely inspired and should form the foundation of the faith. In a time of growth and transformation, the emerging Christian church sought to bring cohesion and clarity to its followers by creating an official canon. Modern depictions of this process, popularized by works such as Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code, often portray the Council of Nicaea in the 4th century as the singular event where church leaders and Emperor Constantine allegedly manipulated the canon to suit their political and spiritual agendas. However, this narrative, while dramatic, isn't accurate. The Council of Nicaea, convened in 325 AD, had no official involvement in determining the Christian biblical canon. This misconception predates Dan Brown, tracing back to Voltaire in the 18th century. While the story isn't factually correct, it captures a kernel of truth. The process of canonization was far from straightforward. Church leaders of high rank did indeed deliberate over which texts to include, a process that was rife with disagreements, accusations of heresy, and power struggles. This wasn't the act of a single council. It was a drawn-out endeavor spanning several centuries, from the 1st to the 4th century. By the late 4th century, this contentious process had reached its conclusion, and the Bible was set as we recognize it today, excluding the Book of Enoch. The question then remains, why leave out something as influential and widely accepted as the Book of Enoch? The answer might lie in examining how other Gospels, such as the Gospel of Peter, faced similar fates. Discovered as a fragment in Egypt in 1886, the Gospel of Peter provides details of a resurrected Jesus leaving his tomb, a gap in the more familiar biblical accounts. Its exclusion highlights how potentially transformative texts were sidelined, raising questions about the motivations behind the canonization process. Secrets of the Eternal invites you to ask, was the Book of Enoch's omission simply a matter of dogmatic disagreement, or does it point to deeper, more complex intentions? Let us continue peeling back the layers of history to uncover what might have been concealed. The Gospel of Peter and the Gospel of Mary Magdalene provide compelling examples of other texts that, like the Book of Enoch, were omitted from the biblical canon. The Gospel of Peter describes astonishing scenes, such as Jesus' resurrection, where 2 towering angels and a talking cross are depicted. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene, on the other hand, casts Mary in a controversial light as Jesus' most loved disciple and potentially even his wife. In this account, Peter questions why they should heed Mary's words simply because she is a woman, only for Matthew to admonish him, stating that the Savior himself made her worthy. These texts, like the Book of Enoch, challenge traditional narratives, which may explain why they were censored by early gatekeepers of Christian orthodoxy. The survival of the Book of Enoch, however, is a story of remarkable cultural resilience. Forgotten by much of the world, it was preserved by Ethiopian Jewish sects and written in the ancient African language of Ge'ez. This lone manuscript became the basis for the first English translation, completed in 1821 by Richard Lawrence, Archbishop of Cashel. This version informed the study of the Dead Sea Scrolls centuries later, reviving interest in a text that might otherwise have been lost. Despite its exclusion, echoes of the Book of Enoch permeate canonical biblical texts. Genesis and Numbers reference the Nephilim, highlighting their presence in ancient traditions. Genesis also outlines Enoch's lineage, while the Book of Hebrews recounts God taking Enoch away, likely a nod to his dramatic ascension to heaven in a fiery chariot. Even the New Testament Book of Jude includes a paragraph unmistakably borrowed from Enoch. The connection goes further. In Corinthians, St. Paul advises women to cover their heads in church, possibly an echo of Enoch's watchers being captivated by flowing hair. These interwoven references suggest that while the Book of Enoch was omitted from the formal canon, its influence endured, hidden in plain sight, shaping traditions carried into modern faiths like Roman Catholicism and Islam. The importance of the Book of Enoch extends beyond its canonical status. Scholars and comparative mythologists have observed parallels between Enoch and other figures of ancient traditions. Enoch is compared to Enmendarana, the seventh king of pre-flood Babylonian myths. The Greeks equated him with Hermes, the god of knowledge and communication, while Egyptians saw parallels with Thoth, their deity of wisdom and writing. These striking associations emphasize Enoch's archetypal significance across various cultures and raise important questions. Could Enoch represent a shared symbol or memory, uniting myths across time and civilizations? Though omitted and nearly forgotten, Enoch's story, origins, and influence suggest much more than mere mythology. As we continue unraveling history's mysteries, the story of Enoch invites us to see connections where once we saw divisions. It dares us to reflect on the interwoven tapestry of human culture and the lost threads it still holds. At Secrets of the Eternal, our journey is to explore truths and mysteries of the universe, and with each discovery, illuminate truths that history may have long obscured. The deeper we delve into the origins and echoes of the Book of Enoch, the more profound and complex its story becomes. Ancient traditions are littered with figures and events that closely mirror the tales of Enoch and the Watchers, crossing cultures and timelines that seem unrelated on the surface. One of the most compelling connections can be drawn to the Sumerian civilization, home to one of the world's earliest known mythologies. Within their texts, we find references to the Anunnaki, beings described as coming from the heavens, strikingly similar to the Watchers in the Book of Enoch. And much like the Watchers, the Anunnaki are said to have interbred with humans, giving rise to a hybrid lineage. This story sounds eerily similar to the creation of the Nephilim in Enoch's narrative. Moreover, the Anunnaki grew displeased with humanity's degeneration and enacted a great flood, just as in the tale of the Watchers' punishment. The parallels don't stop there. The Anunnaki, credited in Sumerian lore with bringing advanced knowledge and technology to humanity, might offer a lens through which we can explore the rapid advancements seen during the agricultural revolution. Around 10,000 BCE, humans transitioned from nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyles to agricultural societies, domesticated animals, and permanent settlements, an extraordinarily fast leap forward in the timeline of civilization. Some historians and researchers question how humanity achieved this rapid progress and point to texts claiming these advancements were not entirely of human origin. The Kurdish people, for instance, trace their lineage to the children of the jinn, or children of spirits. Could this reference hint at ancient memories of interbreeding with extraterrestrial or divine entities akin to the Watchers or Anunnaki? Adding even more intrigue, the Sumerians attributed the development of advanced tools, metallurgy, medicine, astronomy, and other foundational components of civilization to the teachings of these celestial beings. Similarly, the Book of Enoch outlines how the Watchers imparted such information to humanity. They taught humans to mine and forge metals, to write and interpret the stars, to apply science and medicine, and even revealed the arts of adornment and war. In both accounts, these teachings propelled humanity into an age of unprecedented sophistication, but they also introduced conflict and discord, a theme that resonates sharply in both stories. Perhaps the most provocative aspect of these shared traditions is their lingering influence on human culture and collective memory. Are these tales purely coincidence, or do they point to a broader, unified mythos with roots deeper than modern history can explain? Many have speculated that the near-miraculous construction of monuments like the pyramids of Giza or Teotihuacan, marvels of engineering that seem far beyond the capabilities of the societies that created them, suggest a guiding hand, perhaps that of the Anunnaki or the Watchers. These sites remain steeped in mystery, standing as tangible remnants of a past that defies the linear narrative of human advancement offered by conventional historical accounts. What's fascinating is how these stories seem to ripple outward, finding variation in legends and mythologies across the globe. Even as much of the Book of Enoch was censored and forgotten, its core ideas persist, both in religious contexts and in the whispered theories of ancient astronaut advocates like Zechariah Sitchin and Erich von Däniken. While their interpretations remain controversial, they illustrate humanity's enduring fascination with the possibility that our ancestors were not entirely alone in shaping the course of civilization. As the Book of Enoch's Watchers mirror the Sumerians' Anunnaki, we are challenged to revisit the origins of culture, innovation, and human progress. These stories invite us to wonder if the rapid advancements of early humanity might have been influenced by something far greater than what is recorded. At Secrets of the Eternal, we continue weaving together ancient myths, archaeological findings, and historical anomalies to uncover truths and mysteries of the universe. The echoes of Enoch's time extend beyond the confines of any single text, whispering threads of knowledge that demand closer investigation and deeper understanding. It's impossible to ignore the striking resonance between the Watchers of the Book of Enoch and the Anunnaki from Sumerian mythology. Both tales recount divine or otherworldly beings descending to Earth, bestowing advanced knowledge upon humanity and ultimately paying a great price for these actions. In the Book of Enoch, we read that the Watchers taught humans metallurgy, mining, astronomy, medicine, and writing, among other skills. The text even delves into how Azazel, one of the Watchers, taught humans how to forge weapons, create jewelry, and adorn themselves with cosmetics, knowledge that, while enhancing civilization, also led humanity down a path of corruption and moral decay. These teachings, far beyond what would have been conceivable for humans at the time, mirror the transformative influence attributed to the Anunnaki in Sumerian tradition. Moreover, the parallels extend to monumental achievements that defy historical explanation. Take the Egyptian pyramids, for example. To this day, their construction eludes definitive understanding. Ancient Arabian historian Al-Makrizi claimed the pyramids were built by a king named Saurid, whose name, when translated into Hebrew, becomes Enoch. Could these legends be retelling the same story, framing Enoch not only as a biblical patriarch, but as a historical figure of extraordinary influence? Some sections of the Book of Enoch add even more mystery. In one chapter, Enoch describes being taken to behold the secrets of the lightnings and the secrets of the thunder, which some believe refers to energy or electricity. This brings us to crop circles, a modern phenomenon that some link back to the Anunnaki. These intricate patterns, often appearing suddenly in fields worldwide, have been interpreted by researchers as blueprints for free energy devices. In our video, Crop Circles Contain Blueprints for Free Energy Devices, we discussed how these designs encapsulate magnetic diagrams, mechanical routers, and mathematical equations, almost as if they were instructional guides left for humanity. Could these patterns echo the same desire the Watchers or Anunnaki had to propel humanity into a new age of technology? The Book of Enoch also recounts Enoch's journey to meet the gods, a description that echoes modern UFO sightings. Enoch speaks of being taken aboard a floating palace with a floor made of glass sheets through which he could see the stars. For many, this depiction sounds less like a divine vision and more like a spacecraft, almost startlingly similar to witness accounts accompanying crop circles. Could Enoch's fiery chariot that whisked him away before the Great Flood have been an ancient spacecraft? The implications of these stories are profound. If the Watchers and Anunnaki are two sides of the same ancient coin, they may hold keys to understanding unexplained leaps in human development. The rapid progress of the agricultural revolution, the precision and permanence of ancient monuments like the pyramids, and even humanity's enduring fascination with the stars all seem to point back to similar themes. Could it be that these tales, which have been pushed to the margins of history and faith alike, are not simply myths, but fractured memories of a forgotten truth? It's no wonder that stories as transformative as these have been erased, censored, or reinterpreted over millennia. Their implications challenge everything we think we know about ancient civilizations and our own origins. Nonetheless, they persist. Even in mainstream biblical texts, echoes of these narratives remain. The familiar story of Adam and Eve, for instance, could be read as a parallel to the Watcher's tale. God assigns Adam to watch over the earth, much like the gods sent the Watchers to observe humanity. And when forbidden knowledge is introduced, whether through the serpent or the Watchers, humanity is changed forever. At Secrets of the Eternal, this intersection of myth, archaeology, and possibility fuels our quest to explore truths and mysteries of the universe. If stories like these still hold fragments of forgotten wisdom, what might they reveal about the true history of humanity and the cosmos? These stories of Enoch's fiery chariot, of Watchers revealing celestial secrets, and of civilizations shaped by otherworldly beings may seem extraordinary, even fantastical, to modern minds. Yet the consistent echoes between the accounts in the Book of Enoch, the Sumerian Anunnaki, and even the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis demand our attention. Consider the allegory. Adam is tasked with watching over the earth, mirroring the Watchers of Enoch. Eve is created from Adam, and their union symbolizes the intermingling of divine beings and humans. Eating from the tree of knowledge has often been viewed as humanity's first act of disobedience, but perhaps it reflects something far more profound. The moment when knowledge, technology, or advanced understanding was introduced to a previously innocent humanity with all its potential and dangers. The Book of Enoch explicitly describes how the Watchers revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved for heaven. These secrets, meant to remain out of human reach, were suddenly exposed. Humanity gained wisdom, but at a cost. Similarly, in the Garden of Eden, the consumption of forbidden fruit led to Adam and Eve's awareness, but also their exile from paradise. It's a pattern that parallels myths across cultures. gifts of knowledge arriving with profound consequences. Could these stories, repeated throughout human history, be fractured memories of a shared truth, one too impactful to be responsibly handled by early civilizations? What if the story of Adam and Eve, along with countless others across cultural divides, is a way of preserving and retelling this ancient wisdom? What if this wisdom is not entirely forgotten, but rather encoded into myths, allegories, and sacred texts, waiting for humanity to rediscover it? Perhaps that is what we are doing now, re-examining, reinterpreting, and realigning these stories within their larger historical and spiritual contexts. Yet one question lingers. Why were these stories censored, erased, or relegated to myth? If the knowledge they reveal could fundamentally change how we understand ourselves, might it have been suppressed for the same reason knowledge was deemed forbidden in Eden? Regardless of the reasons, these narratives refuse to disappear. They resurface in fragmented pieces, waiting for those willing to reconnect them. The Book of Enoch, erased from biblical canon but referenced throughout, continues to shed light on deeper truths. The Anunnaki, dismissed as Sumerian myth, still spark debates about their role in human origins. Adam and Eve, taught to countless generations, carry undertones of a far larger story hidden beneath layers of religious philosophy. Perhaps human history is not as we've been taught. Perhaps it is more extraordinary, even more otherworldly than we dare to imagine. At Secrets of the Eternal, we invite you to consider this possibility and explore with us these mysteries and truths that stretch beyond recorded time. If this journey into the depths of human history has resonated with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share your perspective. And if you're new to Secrets of the Eternal, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Your support helps fuel the exploration of these untold stories and hidden truths. Thank you for watching, and as always, explore truths and mysteries of the universe with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.